Never thought we'd see the day, but here we are.
Which day is that?
The day when we'd actually be reviewing Jaws 19.
The day has come.
It's 2015, the movie's been released, and this is the highly suspect review of Jaws 19 here on Oneofus.net. I'm Brian.
I'm Chris.
And again, like, I gotta say, Jaws, one of my favorite films of all time. Jaws 2 I even enjoy, 3 and 4, fuck off. But I didn't think they would keep going with this franchise and make it all the way to 19.
Well, you know, much like way back when Marvel did their series of, universe building, eventually the Spielberg family said, well, why don't we do that with Jaws? This seems appropriate to build a wider universe with. And sure enough, that's what's actually happened. From going on and looking at the history over the years of Jaws' children, and even a really terrible film with his distant cousin, if you remember. That was more of a slapstick comedy.
Yeah, and the one with Jaws in space I thought was really a reach.
Just unnecessary.
Way too far.
I mean, I think to some level they were going for comedy there, but I don't think it necessarily
See,
worked.
you think that. I disagree with that, but fine. That's neither here nor there.
But they're going more serious here with 19. In fact, this is kind of the one they're going, okay, we're going to be serious again about the series. We're going to give it that oomph that's been missing for a while. And even bringing back a member of the Spielberg family, Max Spielberg, Steven's son, to direct this one.
Which the guy hasn't worked much in Hollywood, but
No.
I think the lineage speaks for itself.
Right, exactly. And not only is this remarkable for that, but much to our surprise, this also combines with another franchise, James Cameron's now run by his son, the Avatar franchise. And this is actually the 7th Avatar film and the 19th Jaws film, as Jaws...
That's too much math for me to do, man.
Admittedly, inexplicably showing up in the underwater world of the Avatar universe.
Yeah.
And, okay, I guess it doesn't matter. Jaws doesn't have to be... Obviously, is never the same shark.
No, it's never the whole thing about it. This time, it's really, really personal. It's like, first of all, sharks have brains the size of a peanut. They do not have the capacity to hold grudges, and also their lifespans are not this long. So yes, it's not the same shark.
Except for like Jaws 13, Jaws goes back to school. Because in that one there was the bully in school relationship and all that going on.
Yeah, but he got no respect.
He got no respect.
That was the problem.
That was that was a very poor remake of a Rodney Dangerfield.
It really was.
But this one is still not great. Let's face it, this shark is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it looks so fake. The shark looks so fake.
It absolutely looks fake.
And faker than Bruce, who was a robot that never worked right all the time. This looks even faker than Bruce.
Faker than a not working robot from the 70s. Yes, this one.
Just the dependence upon 3D has gotten to a point where it's just sad. Like, we really don't need a 3D shark. It looks even more fake.
Yes, but did you watch this with the fully immersive Oculus Rift 9 viewer?
I did not.
Okay, see, that's the mistake.
Because no one sent me one yet.
You actually watch it that way, you really do feel that way. I mean, like, I was in a Sense-Around theater as well, where they had staff come in, and, like, the scene where Quint played here, Space Quint, played here by
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, who is like finally playing roles his age.
Yes, finally. He's playing a teenager for far too long.
Gets his legs bitten off. They actually had actors, like not actors, but staff come in and go to audience members and like clamp things around your legs to make you feel
very
like
William Castle.
Yeah, very William Castle. So it was quite an experience.
I will say this though, the boat way too big. I really think they needed a smaller boat here. Yeah. I mean, it's basically a fucking research vessel. Like, the Orca 7 is way too big. You need a smaller boat for this movie. That was what... You know what else I don't understand? Is how we've gotten a Jaws 19, but we've never gotten a Jaws remake. I mean, over the years where people were obsessively remaking everything from the 80s and from the 70s, how is it that this franchise just kept going with numerals and sequels and not actually a single remake? You think it would have done that.
You could argue that every single film in this series past the first two is a remake.
You could argue that.
They're all not really connected outside of, like, it's a big shark eating people.
That's true, too.
Or in some cases, like in Jaws 9, doing stand-up comedy unsuccessfully in a small circuit of theaters in New York City.
And I definitely think having the still living head of Richard Dreyfuss appear as a character in this movie was like, I understand you're trying to do fan service, but that's a little much. I wasn't a fan of that.
That was pushing it a bit.
It a bit, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, let's go to final thoughts here on this one. I gotta say, I think that, like, whereas I certainly love the marquee they put together for this. It scared the shit out of me when I was walking downtown the other day. But ultimately, this is just, it's another lame effort in the Avatar series that seems to be powered only by the fact that James Cameron had performed a coup on the United States government and took over everything a couple years ago.
Hail Cameron.
That pretty much he insisted this, like, everything tie into the Avatar universe at some point. So it's gotten really sad. No one has any, like, enthusiasm for it anymore. At best, I can say Max is trying here. He's trying to bring some oomph back here in tribute to his dad, and I guess that's nice to see that somebody still has some hope, but maybe just still doesn't have the oomph to bring to it to make this a genuinely good film. Ultimately, I'm going to have to give this 2 shark's teeth out of 10.
Well, I mean, I understand why Spielberg's Ghost didn't come back to direct this one again, but I am surprised that Max Spielberg, after the enormous success of Schindler's List 2 relisted, and, Spielberg was able to buy an island for his family, Spielbergia, off the coast of South America.
Sure.
I'm surprised Max Spielberg actually came, from being the ruler of Spielbergia to actually directing a film, and the fact that it is, the 19th iteration of his father's legacy, I can kind of understand what attracted him back to it, but I am still a little surprised, and I don't know. I think overall this is a fun movie, but it doesn't have the biting social satire of Seven.
Biting.
I made a pun. It doesn't have the romance of, like, girl shark meets boy shark. Swim meet
Must Love Jaws.
Yeah, Must Love Jaws, the 10th one. Yeah, like I don't know. I think it's gonna be a passable entry, but not a very memorable entry in the franchise. And for that, I'm going to give it, I don't know, let's say 5.5 out of 10 Alan Smithies.
It's funny that, like, although, I mean, they still haven't figured out how to make the emotion replication thing work. The AI of the uploaded Steven Spielberg consciousness savaged this film.
Definitely.
Totally savaged. And I wonder how different his review would have been if he was capable of having an emotional connection to the fact his son made it or any level. But still, it was not very nice.
So plop down your $37 that it now costs for movie tickets, and for that you'll get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
Well, if you see the matinee.
Well, that's true.